Shalom, baby. It's your girl T, and this is probably my last video of 2017. I plan to come on here today to do my favorites of 2017, but I know the vast majority of people who watch this channel give zero fucks about what my favorite concealer was of 2017. So I'll probably get to that in early January. I won't put it off too long because you don't want to be doing your favorites of 2017 of February of 2018. But as I was getting ready, and pardon the hookerish look upon my face, I decided to practice doing a smoky eye since New Year's Eve is right around the corner and I thought I might try to do one. Today was a disaster day for me makeup wise. It was just one of those days where I was off, but here I am on camera anyway. Needless to say, I will not be doing this look for New Year's Eve. I'll probably stick to something a lot more basic and simple like me. In any event, instead of doing my 2017 favorites, which is on the way, I have my list all written up and ready to go. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about things I learned about my hair in 2017 and what my plans are for my hair going forward. This isn't some huge thing like, I'm gonna relax my hair in 2018 or anything crazy like that. Never had a perm, never will. I'm pretty confident I never will because I've made it this far without it and they absolutely terrify me. But the big thing that I am planning to do in 2018, and I'll cut to the chase because I'm sure you saw it in the title of this video, is I am planning to chop quite a bit of my hair off in 2018. Literally my first wash day of 2018, which will probably be the first weekend of January. I'm not exactly sure how long my hair is right now in inches, but I do know that when I use my curl formers, I use the super long ones, and those are 29 inches. The next set down, which I think are the extra longs, are up to 24 inches, I believe, and most of my hair, excluding like my unintentional bangs in the front and the side of my head that I shaved a little over 2 years ago. The rest of my hair, excluding those areas, is pretty much too long for all of those curl formers. So I know that the vast majority of my hair is over 25 inches in length, and I did cut off a few inches in a video which I shared with you guys. I'll link it here in case you missed it, where I was cutting off a lot of hair that was very clearly damaged. Once I was able to stretch my hair very thoroughly, almost to the state of being in a blowout with curl formers, I was able to really examine my ends and see that I had a lot of just trash ends that needed to go. So I went through section by section, curl former by curl former, looked and cut off the hair that I thought needed to go. And since then, it's been a lot easier for me to detangle my hair and deal with my hair. And that'll fold into the things I learned about my hair, which I'll get to momentarily. The main thing I want to talk about though right now is the cutting and why I'm doing it. Lately, I've been experimenting with blow drying my hair a little bit. I blow dried my hair twice in the past 2 months. So basically like a once a month type of blow dry. And it's actually been really great. I kind of feel like, why haven't I been doing this for longer? Being able to wash, deep condition, and have my hair dry all within the span of 1 day has been amazing. It's such a simple thing, but I've gone all these years, probably 7 years or so, actually longer than 7 years, without the luxury of using heat on my hair. And heat is definitely something that you want to use infrequently and with caution. However, I feel like if you choose to, you can use heat responsibly. I just chose not to because I wanted to master caring for my hair without the use of heat at all. So I really only blow dried my hair one time, excluding these previous 2 times that I did off camera. And then the time before that I blow dried it, I actually did record it. I've got a video on it. I'll link it here. And I blow dried my hair after it was already dry, and I used relatively low heat, and I explained all that and why I did it that way in that video. These previous 2 times that I blow dried my hair, I was blowing drying from wet hair as I indicated, and it's been really great. I work out a lot. It's made my life so much easier. It's made it so much more manageable for me to kind of get my hair set up and put away for the following week or however long it's going to be until my next wash day. And it's been good. I feel like overall, as long as I continue being responsible, like using a heat protectant, not using heat too often or too excessively, I'll be fine. Only time will tell. I might be on here 6 months, a year from now crying about heat damage, who knows? But I feel like I understand my hair and understand caring for my hair well enough to be able to experiment with heat as we go forward. The thing that I've discovered is once I've gotten my hair to a more thorough stretch, and honestly I kind of knew this even before the heat experiments, is my hair is just super duper duper uneven. My ends are in good shape. I examine them every time I handle my hair, and I'm always very willing to cut out any single strand knots, split ends, weathered, tattered, battered hair. And I think doing that as I've gone through the years has actually led to my hair becoming uneven because of different parts becoming damaged at different rates, different parts growing at different rates, and overall just not letting anyone professional shape my hair since I started trying to grow it out. To be fair, I don't think I've ever had anyone shape my hair in my life. I've never really had a proper haircut because my hair has always been afro textured and it just didn't come up. But I'm getting to a point where I want to have my hair be more even all around. Even though my ends are in good shape because of the tapering and unevenness of my hair, where some parts are much longer than others, it gives the appearance of unhealthy hair, and I don't like that. So I'm deciding to cut quite a few inches off to just even out my hair overall. I'm not going to cut it as short as the side that is growing out from when it was shaved. I've been growing out the right side of my head from being completely shaved down for about a year and a half now it's been growing. So that hair, if I were to stretch it, I mean, I could, but I don't want to mess up my little side bang. But that hair is probably 8-9 inches now. I actually gave that section a good trim, probably an inch or so, maybe 3 weeks to a month ago, because those ends were starting to get weathered and hard to detangle and so forth, whereas the rest of my hair has been behaving pretty much since I did that trim that I showed you guys in the video that I linked earlier. So even though the ends that I have are in good shape, they're all over the place, and I really just want a clean slate. I'm actually really excited to be cutting my hair and kind of getting it almost to one length. I mean, again, it won't be one length with the formerly shaved side, but it'll be more even all around. Now, in the front of my head and in my nape, I get more breakage there, probably because I wear a lot of buns. And on the odd occasion where I do wear a wig with leave out, you know, the hair in the front is being all exposed to the elements and just popping off with every strong gust of wind. So my plan is to not really worry too much about the shave side, the front, and the nape. Those are already shorter. But for the rest of my hair, where the lengths are much longer but still inconsistent around, I'm going to use my curl formers to actually use as a guide to cut them all to about the same length. If you've been watching me for a while, or maybe you've just seen my curl formers videos, you know that before I got the super long set, I had the extra long ones because I didn't realize that my hair was going to be too long for them. So those are about 24 inches long if I remember correctly, and my plan is to go through my hair, super duper thoroughly detangle it, possibly even using a comb. I know, gasp. After a very thorough finger detangle, I'm thinking I'm going to go through section by section, probably comb it out with a medium-sized tooth comb, not wide tooth, not fine tooth, but somewhere in the middle. Install the curl formers and make sure I've got a very, very smooth, I guess, application or insertion of my hair into each one, so that when I do go to cut, the ends that are hanging out the bottom will be very well stretched and stretched consistently, and then I'm just going to cut them all off right where the curl former ends at that 24-inch mark. And that is my plan. I will not be recording this, so I apologize in advance, but I really need to be able to focus. I have a goal here where I really want to get a good result. You know, when you're doing your own hair and you're not a professional, and, you know, I ain't no pro, I ain't no guru. I say that all the time. I actually get very irritated and queasy when people refer to themselves as gurus here on YouTube because, bitch, please. But I'd rather be responsible for my own hair because I've been doing it for a very long time, and I spent a lot of years letting other people fuck my hair up, so why not do it myself and save some money? But seriously, folks, I do want to make sure that I have a very smooth piece of hair inside of each and every curl former, so that when I go to cut, I actually do achieve that even roughly 24 inches all around, except for the front, nape, and shave side, once I'm done. And that is my plan in a nutshell. I feel like it's a good way to basically make sure everything is even all around rather than different lengths, because all the curl formers will be the same length. And it'll really help me out when I decide to wear my own hair in styles. I mean, even today, this is basically a twist out and bantu knot out. Last time I washed my hair, I blow dried it, and then as I was blow drying, I would twist up the section I was blow drying and then bantu knot it to get it out of the way. And then I just kind of left it like that for a couple days. But when I took those down today to try to look cute to record this video, because my hair is so uneven, the shape of it just looked whack. And it reaffirmed my decision to cut my hair, which I had already made a few weeks ago, probably a month or two ago. Even though, as I've stated previously, I think in the It's My Hair tag video, my ultimate goal is to just grow my hair as long as I possibly can. I don't want to do that at the expense of actually being able to enjoy wearing my hair in a style, you know, in an out style, like a twist out or a bantu knot out or a braid out. The shape of my hair is so wonky right now, like I never like how it looks, which is why it's in a ponytail right now. I had planned to just kind of wear the twist out and it looked ridiculous. So I just threw it up in a ponytail and did this side bang thing just to try to look kind of presentable, but I want to be able to wear a big curly fro if I want to. Most of y'all already know I wear protective styles like 98% of the time because I'm lazy and I don't want to be bothered with tangles and retwisting my hair at night and all that manipulation. But on the odd occasion I do want to wear my hair out, it needs to look cute. So that is my plan. I can't wait to cut this hair off and just get things looking a little bit more even. I'm like fantasizing about being able to wear cute out styles in a way that I can't really do it now because they look ridiculous. And that segues perfectly actually into my things I learned about my hair in 2017 / goals for 2018 portion of this video. Now, one of my goals for 2018 is to get better at actually styling my own hair. I don't expect to be able to like cornrow or anything like that by the end of the year, but I would like to have a better mastery of setting my hair for styles to wear it out. I seldom do braid outs and twist outs and things because my hair is, in my opinion, very unpredictable. But it's also unpredictable because I don't experiment enough to master those types of styles. I know that I can get a great braid out under very specific circumstances, namely doing it on old hair and setting it with my Beija Flor Naturals creme brulee curling custard or whatever it's called. I talked about that in my Ride or Die products video, which I will also link right here. But this twist out, which was done on blow dried hair, this like twist out bantu knot out situation, it didn't quite turn out the way I would have liked, even regardless of the uneven lengths of my hair. So I want to get to a point where I can do that and know exactly what I need to do to get the result that I want every single time. I want to know what the best products are. I want to know what the best way is to set it, whether it's on dry hair, whether it's on blow dried hair, whether, whatever the case may be. I want to get a better mastery of the sort of basic arsenal of black girl hairstyles, the twist out, the braid out, whatever, without only having the one option I just described. This year I learned that clay needs to be in my hair routine every single wash day. Clay was by no means new to me in 2017. It was something that I used well over 5-6 years ago, back when Natural 85 sort of started the whole craze with Terra Essentials. I jumped on that bandwagon. I was playing around with clay washes back then. And I just sort of fell out of it. They phased out of my routine because it seemed like an extra thing to have to deal with. It was messy. Terra Essentials was expensive, and I didn't want to be bothered with mixing up clay washes on my own. But having been using clay washes consistently in my routine for the past 4 or 5 months now, I would say they are critical to helping me mitigate how much my hair retangles throughout my wash day process. It still retangles, don't get me wrong. My hair is just difficult. It's a difficult texture. It loves to tangle. That's what it do. But it's not nearly as bad as long as I'm consistent with using clay washes on every single wash day. I don't use them in lieu of shampoo. I use them in addition. If I have washed my hair within the past week, I might use just clay and skip the shampoo, but generally I shampoo and then I do the mud wash. And it's been really good because I feel like not only does it mitigate the amount of tangling that I experience as I'm continuing throughout my wash day with deep conditioning and everything that follows, but by the time I get to my next wash day and it's time to detangle before I wash my hair, because I always detangle before I wash, it's been way easier ever since being consistent about using clay. I think between the clay use on my wash days, as well as my overnight pre-poo concoction, as well as stretching my hair thoroughly with curl formers and a little bit more recently with actually just blow drying it, it's made a huge difference because I'm relatively consistently able to detangle my hair in about half an hour, which is unheard of. This is coming down from spending 3 hours to detangle my hair on just a regular wash day 3 years ago, maybe 4. So it's been an evolution. A few years back I did a video about cutting my detangling time in half, and that was basically just using diluted apple cider vinegar and then following it up with coconut oil, and that was a great detangler. That cut my detangling routine from 3 hours to an hour and a half, which I already thought was just such a win. But if you still have to think about detangling your hair for an hour and a half, it's daunting. It's the kind of thing that makes you not want to have to detangle or wash your hair at all and put it off for way too long. Following that, I figured out that recipe for my detangling concoction, which the update video is coming. I have tweaked the recipe a little bit, but spoiler alert, the main tweak is just that I use a little bit less oil now because I don't like it dripping as much, but the main thing is I just use less oil in it now. The recipe is more or less the same, but I will do a dedicated video on that. And that mixture managed to help me cut my detangling time from anywhere from half an hour to an hour, hour 15. For a while, I wasn't sure why some wash days were worse than others, and I realized it has everything to do with what I do in the styling phase of my hair on wash day afterwards. So that's where the curl formers and more recently blow drying come in, because that combination of getting my hair uber stretched almost to a straight slash blow dried state with curl formers, or actually blow drying it and then rocking that until my next wash day, as best as I can, because I do sweat and things when I work out. That has managed to consistently keep my detangling time between 30 and 35 minutes. And that, I wouldn't trade that for anything, because I can wrap my mind around that. Half an hour to detangle really isn't bad at all. Of course, I still do encounter tangles after my detangling. So whenever I'm washing, I'm still, pulling shed hair out and detangling under the shower head. I do the same thing when I'm rinsing out my deep conditioner. And then once it's time to actually twist up my hair or style it or whatever I'm going to do, I encounter tangles there too. It's just part of my hair. It's just part of my life. But all of those across the board have improved. And that has been the biggest thing I've learned about my hair in 2017. It's just that three-pronged approach to keeping the tangles more manageable than they used to be. One, detangling my hair with my concoction, or at least something that involves vinegar to keep it acidified. Two, using mud during my wash day to help keep those tangles from reforming, or at least reduce the number that reform. And three, after my wash is done, stretching my hair to the max, without, obviously not flat ironing it. I haven't gotten there yet because I ain't got the patience, and I work out too much for it to be worth it for me to flat iron my hair. But curl former sets, blow drying, maybe some other things I'll experiment with. I've never been able to get a handle on African threading. I just can't seem to get the hang of it, but maybe I'll try that again. Those are the things that I learned have made the biggest difference to managing my hair a lot more easy for me and a lot more doable. The dread factor has gone down quite a bit. It's a little bit annoying to have to mix up a mud wash every wash day, but it's so worth it. Those have been the biggest lessons for me in terms of what I learned about my hair in 2017. And those are also my plans for 2018. I cannot wait to cut this hair off. I can't wait to have an even length and just have, kind of like thicker ends, the appearance of thicker hair, because my hair is not the thickest. My hair's density is normal to on the lighter end of normal. I wouldn't say it's light density, but it's normal. My strands are pretty thick. I've got pretty thick strands, but the actual number of strands that I have is not impressive. So by getting rid of the appearance of the excessive tapering, which you guys can see here in this photograph of my hair after I blow dried it, you can see that the ends look really weathered and beaten. They're not. Those are actually pretty healthy ends. It's just that my hair's so uneven, it looks like it's unhealthy. So I can't wait to have just a more healthy appearance to actually display like how much work and effort I put into caring for my hair, because it's pretty whack to work as hard as I do to look after my hair and then have it look like it's busted. And I think there's also something just sort of symbolic and cathartic about like letting go and starting off fresh with a fresh cut in 2018. All right, there you have it, you guys. Let me know if you learned anything about your hair this year, if you made any significant changes to your wash day routine, to your moisturizing routine, whatever you do. Let me know. Did you cut all your hair off and start over? Did you big chop? I've never big chopped because I never had a perm, but I sometimes fantasize about doing it. And by sometimes I mean every fucking wash day. Thank you guys for watching. I wish you guys all of the very best in 2018, and I will be seeing you soon because I've got a fitness challenge percolating. But until then, I will see you guys in the next video, which will either be the fitness challenge announcement or my 2017 favorites. We'll see. Bye.
That's a nappy-headed hose there, I'm going to tell you that now.